Okay, so let's figure this out. Okay, this is new. I don't think anyone will join, which is fun with me because just getting the wiggles out with this new live system, which I am completely a noob at. I said what I said. Well, maybe we can go like, yeah, that works. Yeah, right there. You're following me here too. I'm testing everything out today. I'm just trying to get a feel of how things go, and all that. Oh, I can see your comments on this is a whole lot better. Like they actually show up right there. It literally says one watching. Yeah, I don't think anyone will join, but hello. Oh, and I can see my own comment on the phone. I'm doing it through my phone, so that's why I'm like, let's figure this out. Actually, it looks like the signal is a whole lot better than like Instagram and TikTok on this, so I've kind of like that. Like it's not as shitty, but let's create a poll. Show this. I am a nerd. I am being like a total nerd today, and we're just trying to figure things out. Oh hey, we got 2 people. Well, we got one person. Well, let's put up a show. So we're just carving today, carving lino cut. So I am doing a lino cut of the Aztec gods right here. I have the next god in this series that I'm doing of Aztec gods. These are the previous 2 blocks that I carved. Literally, I just finished carving this over on TikTok, and then that's why I'm a nerd, because we switched right over to YouTube to continue carving. And then we have the previous god that we did, previous goddess, I should say. So her name is Xochiquetzal, and you can see her name right there. So this is her right here, lino cut. And then this guy right here, he is the Aztec god of the hunt. So his name, for you, so you can look it up later, it's Mixcoatl. So he is the Aztec god of the hunt, and typically you could tell he's a god of hunt because he's carrying his arrows. You can see right there, he has a shield. Typically he has like a weapon, like a bow, but right now he just has a staff representing that he's in power. I just need to carve this little section right here before I test print. And then his name means the clouded serpent. Mix is the Nahuatl word for cloud, which we can actually see his headdress is supposed to be cloud, so that's why he doesn't have feathers like the other gods do. And then Coatl, it means serpent or snake. This guy right here that I'm going to be carving today, doing an outline for him, and this is the smoking mirror. He is the god of magic, the underworld, the occult. His name is Tezcatlipoca. And you can always tell which god in the Aztec gods is Tezcatlipoca because he doesn't have one of his legs. He just kind of has this very interesting leg right here. So that's how you can always tell that that's him. He is also known as the smoking mirror. And that refers to obsidian, since obsidian is his stone, and that's what this is supposed to represent, be that smoking mirror right there. So right now we're just going to be carving the outline. So when this block has already been sanded, has already been tinted, and what I'm going to be doing in my printmaking technique, the first thing I do when I carve something is that I draw an outline specifically for a design that is super complicated like this one. I want to make sure that when I'm carving, I don't carve in, because if I carve in, a lot of this detail is going to get lost. So I definitely don't want that to happen at all. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit better so you guys can see. This is just traditional linoleum, battleship linoleum as it is known. And I have a 1 millimeter gouge. So these are the flex cut tool gouges that I have right here. They're varying sizes to go from 2 millimeters, 1.5 to 1 at the smallest. And I'm going to be using the 1U gouge to start with the outline. And I just start going. When you carve linoleum, you always want to make sure that you're carving away from you, because these cutters or these gouges, they're pretty sharp, and if you jam them into your finger, it's not going to be a pretty pleasant experience at all. Like, you can really do some damage. So when you are carving, always have a hand pressing down. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can see. Always have a hand. I'm right-handed, so I always put my left hand holding a part of the block, and then I always hold my tool with the right hand. And I am carving away from the body because I don't want to get this on me. Right here, I forgot to draw this little part of this feather kind of coming down, so that's why it went up all the way. So if you're left-handed, then it would be the opposite. You would hold your tool, whatever hand your hand is dominant. These are palm tools, and palm tools just refers to that because you can hold it like that, as such. So they're kind of resting, this little bulb is resting on the palm of your hand, and you're able to have that control over your tools. And the reason why I like to do the outline first, some people go directly for the details when they carve, is that when you do an outline first, you're protecting your design from any mishaps that may occur during the entire process. So it's just good to just be able to do that. So I'm just getting as close as I can to my design without necessarily cutting into it. And then when I get pretty close, what I like to do is I just stop, and then I can snap the linoleum over like that fairly easy. And it's one of the things that I like about this material, that you can just easily snap it and you will be good. If your cutters are sharp, then you won't have any issue at all cutting the material. But if they're not sharp and if they're dull, you can have a really hard time carving. And a lot of people that have tried carving, say for example they did it in grade school or they did it in college, they always have these really horror stories of like, oh my god, I cut myself and I hate this thing, I don't know how you can do it, I don't know how you earn an income out of this type of art form, because it's so treacherous. But if you're careful enough and if your tools are sharp, you'll never end up, you'll minimize the cuts that you can cause on yourself, I should say. Not never, but you'll definitely minimize them. So just always be aware of that. One of the other things that I like now that I have this is that once I have the entire outline of my design carved, then I can come in with another tool, and I can come, say for example, here in the middle, in the face, and know that's the spot I'm gonna stop. Because say for example I kind of was carving this part and I didn't have this stop right here. If I slip, I could just keep on going and completely just eat it up. Another of the benefits too is that once you're removing extra material, you simply can just come here and then just angle your gouge and safely remove this material away, instead of coming this way and trying to stop here too, which you can, but there's a higher risk of your knife just slipping and going over this section, which is something that we don't want to be seeing at all. So yeah, if anyone has a question, never done printmaking before, never done lino cuts, or if you've done a different type of printmaking, let me know. Don't know if I'll be doing a lot of YouTube lives. I don't know why I've never done them. We've only kind of stuck to Instagram and most recently TikTok, but if there's an interest, we might start doing these weekly YouTube lives too. I mean, why not? And today is all carving, but there might be other days where we're just doing printing, or we're preparing the blocks, or we are cutting paper. You know, there's so many aspects of printmaking that we can go over. Yeah, but you get the idea right there.